Hello live wires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. Today I'm making more wire wrapped safety clasps. I will link up the previous tutorial for safety clasps in the description below the video. I'm using 20 gauge Beadalon German style wire. I have a steel block and a rawhide mallet. And my tools are the Slimline series chain nose pliers, round nose pliers, the Glimmer series nipper tool, the nylon jaw pliers, and the Beadalon bail making pliers. We'll start with 3 inches of 20 gauge German style wire and bend it about an inch from the end and give it a little pinch to squeeze the wires together. Now we are going to hold it with the flat pliers, chain nose pliers, and bring the wire around to the back and 1 full turn around. Now we'll flip it around and we are going to bend the wire straight down at a bit of an angle. You can adjust it so the bent wires are flat and the other wire goes up at an angle. Now get your bail making pliers and we are going to turn the wire around into a hook. Remove the pliers. And now we need to make a tiny loop on the end. So take your round nose pliers, start the loop, but we want it even smaller, so we are going to pinch it in with the chain nose pliers. From there, we'll bend the other wire down on an angle and bring it around into a loop, adjust it so it's centered, hold it with the nylon jaw pliers, and bend the end around. Now we'll clip it flush with the flush cutters or nipper tool. Push in that little pokey end with the chain nose pliers and pinch it with the nylon jaw pliers to straighten it out. Adjust it as you need. Squeeze it, that'll harden up the wire a little bit more too. Pinch it all around to adjust it. And there we have the hook. For the loop, I'm using 2 inches of 20 gauge German style wire, and we are going to turn it around with the bail making pliers and bend the wire up on an angle to make a centered loop. Now hold that loop and twist the end around, 1 full turn around, push it in, and clip it with the flush cutters. Now we are going to get your round nose pliers and bend it out on an angle. Get the bail making pliers to make our centered loop. Adjust it so it's in the middle. Hold it with the chain nose pliers and bring the wire around a couple of times until the ends meet up. Bring it right around. Clip it with the flush cutters and push in the little pokey ends. And there we have the clasp and the loop. And then I like to bend it a half turn so that they will be in the correct positions when you hook it on, because you want the loop and the hook to be sitting in the right direction when you put on the necklace or bracelet. There we have it sitting properly and how it looks. So now for the next one, we're going to use 4 inches of 20 gauge German wire, and we'll start by doing the little loop on the end of the hook. So just start it with the round pliers, pinch it in with the chain nose pliers, get your bail making pliers, and bring the wire around. And from there, we'll get the chain nose pliers and we're going to bend the wire in towards the hook at an angle, and then we're going to hold it to bend the wire back. So this is the little safety part that will sit slightly inside the hook. And you can adjust it a little bit so it's sitting flat, making sure it's at an angle. Squeeze it in so the wires are tightly together. And now we'll get our bail making pliers to make the loop underneath. So bring it around. You can clip this flush if you prefer. That's definitely an option. Or you can hold the loop and bring the wire around to make a closed loop. Lots of options with these clasps. Clip the end flush and pinch it in with the chain nose pliers so there's no pokey ends. Adjust it as you need, straighten it out, and now we're going to do the loop part, so 2 inches of the German wire, bring it around, and then twist the end in. Clip the end with the flush cutters and pinch in that little pokey end. Squeeze it with the chain nose pliers. And now we're going to do a larger loop in the opposite direction. So bring it right around so the loops are one right beside the other. Hold it with the flat nose pliers, bring the wire around to the back, give it a little flush cut, and then pinch in that little end so it's sitting flush. Do any little adjustments that you need, straighten it out, use your nylon jaw pliers to give it a little press all around. And then you could do that half turn again to make sure it sits properly when you attach it to your necklace or your bracelet. And it just hooks in like that and it stays in. And here's how it looks. So for the last one, this is a simpler one. We're going to start the little loop again and pinch it in. Trying to make it as small as possible. Give it a little pinch and get your bail making pliers to form the hook. Now get your chain nose pliers to bend the wire in on an angle as we did before. And back. This time I'm going vertically on top of itself, so it's going to be flat, and this style of hook can be hammered because it's all flat with no overlapping edges. And this one you can do with 18 gauge wire as well to make a slightly chunkier hook. So bring the wire down and then make a centered loop with the bail making pliers. Bring it around. Very simple, and this time we are going to clip it flush. We won't have any overlaps on this hook. Give it a good little pinch. Squeeze it with the nylon jaw pliers to straighten it out. Adjust it as you need. And now you can give it a good little hammer, and you can even use a steel hammer to make it more flat. The loop for this clasp is super simple. Just cut the end of the wire flush, grab your bail making pliers, and bring the wire around into a closed loop. It's more like an infinity sign. Flip it over, bring it around to make another closed loop. Make sure the wires slightly match up. And now we're going to clip the end flush with the nipper tool, and we'll press it with the nylon jaw pliers. Give it a little hammer with the rawhide mallet or the steel hammer if you want it more flat. Flip it around a couple of times, and now you can do that half bend so it's positioned correctly. Make sure the ends are closed. Hook the clasp into the loop, and there's the finished set. Here are the 3 designs for the safety clasps, and I'll link up the previous tutorial in the description below the video. Thanks so much for watching the video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making tutorials. You can also join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook to share photos of your wire art and wire jewelry. You can get the templates for most of my projects in my Etsy DIY shop. Be sure to use the coupon code SAVE25 to save 25% when you purchase any 5 templates, tutorials, or ebooks in my shop. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.